Stars enabled. Guys, what's the crack? Bitcoin with Dinny, coming to you live on a Friday. Got that Friday feeling? This is the place where we teach you how to retire early. Teach you to understand money, teach you to understand risk, teach you to understand investing principles, and most importantly, teach you to understand Bitcoin. Because it's likely, if you were like me, when I lived in a caravan, had a net worth of 0, I didn't really understand all of those things. Although I spent my life chasing money and it influenced every decision I made. And I think it's quite ironic that I never chose to try and get a deep understanding of it. But when I did understand money, everything changed. And I was able to become financially free, to do what I want, when I want, if I want, and that's what I want for you. So if that sounds good, hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, become part of the community, and have the crack. So I just want to share a bit of what's been going on this week in consulting. And hopefully to help some of you guys who I'm not working specifically with to make better decisions and understand what your next move is. Because instinctively, whatever you think your next move is, it's the wrong move. Because the job of a market, okay, is to confuse you and basically extract money from you. Markets aren't easy places to be. That's why most people lose money in markets. That's why most people lose money in investing. Because, especially now since we have democratized it, which means everyone can come in. But, you know, there is an argument to say, well, maybe some people shouldn't be here because they don't know what they're doing. So it's very easy to take money off them. But, you know, you're allowed to go gambling, and that's fine. You can give all your money to the bookies. So, you know, there's an argument for both sides. But I want you to understand how to become a better investor so you make better decisions and you get to retire early. It's simple as that. So, and you'll have to bear with a bit of waffle. These aren't reels. These are sort of medium form content. But I'll try and deliver the message as quick as I can. Some people are like, get on with it. I know. Bit of waffle. So with your investing career, some of you are at it 2 years, some of you are at it 10 years, and some of you mightn't even be at it 2 months. But as with every journey, it's a ladder. It's a series of steps that are in front of you. Okay? Now, if any of you's been to school, you'll always know I harp on school. I'm not giving out about teachers. I just moan about our centralised system because it's so archaic and it's affecting our society. It needs to change. But school will teach you to fear making a mistake because when we were children, you know, we learn. And we were taught that mistakes are bad and you should never make mistakes and never put your hand up unless you know you have the right answer. And he who remembers the most is the best child, is the most intelligent, will be the wealthiest person. As you go through life a little bit, you realise all that stuff is nonsense. And the wealthiest people on the planet are those who make the most mistakes. Because mistakes are signals, mistakes is how you learn. And we shouldn't fear mistakes. However, when it comes to investing, this is something I find with my consulting sessions when I'm meeting clients, and it doesn't matter whether they've got 2 grand to invest or 20 grand or more. I find it's a common thread that people think they need to know. Let's say if your Bitcoin retiring on Bitcoin is a 20-step journey. Okay, let's just theoretically say it's a 20-step journey to achieve retirement. People sit there and they think that they need to know all 20 steps before they move. That's flawed logic. Rationally, it makes sense because you don't want to make a mistake. Ooh, okay. But it's flawed logic. All you need to know is the first step in front of you. That's the most important step. And when you take that step, guess what? Now you can see your next step. Okay? So it's a progression to learn about Bitcoin, to learn how to retire in anything. Okay? So don't some people do is they get paralyzed. They're like, I need to know everything before I do it. Because I have a good saying, and I didn't make it up myself. I might have tweaked it. But it's, when you have all the information, you have missed the opportunity. Alright? So by waiting until you have all the information, you know exactly what you should do, the opportunity's gone. So you've action always wins. Those who take the most action and are relentless will outcompete those who sit on the sidelines and wait till everything's perfect and then try and take action. You just can't compete with that sort of mindset. So it's about getting in the game and learning as you go. When I consult with my clients, you know, sometimes they'll ask me questions about this and this and this, and I literally say, And some, even this week, people said, you know what, Dinny, you don't sugarcoat stuff. You tell me what I need to hear. You bust my balls if they need... You know, I literally will lean on people because my job isn't to make them feel good or to keep them in their comfort zone. My job is to show them when you're being stupid, when you're missing a blatant opportunity, and how you can actually get rich. My job, I have a fiduciary obligation to my clients. If they're still doing something that is, I think, is financially stupid or financially risky, I'll tell them. And I'll tell them, you're being a moron. And I'll explain why. And they'll go, well, you know what, Danny, I actually appreciate that. No one else would be straight with me like this. This is the value you give. Okay? But sometimes they'll ask questions, and I'll literally say, I'm going to give you the answer to it, but it's a stupid question and you shouldn't be asking me. Okay? Because it's not relevant to where you are now. All it is dragging your energy on something that isn't going to move the needle forward on your wealth. It's just a distraction. In the Bitcoin space, we have all these memes. And people think that they're just like, they're just kiddie memes and they're just little fun things. But there's actually deep wisdom in a lot of these things, like HODL, like diamond hands, okay? Like laser eyes, like having laser eyes for your focus. There's absolute wisdom in all these things. And most people at the surface level and who just come in to make some money, who ultimately end up making zero money because they won't do the work, okay? They won't properly get educated or educate themselves, okay? They just think, they're just kiddie memes that make no sense. There's wisdom in this. There's wisdom in being laser focused, okay? And only focusing on your next move. And that's the difference between people who have success and people who run around like headless chickens, you know, who do the wrong thing at the wrong time, every time, for their whole life. And there's a flood of them will come into this next market, and there's also a flood of them who've been here since 2020 and who are repeating the same mistakes because I'm in the communities, I'm in the WhatsApp groups, I see the same bullshit, stupid ideas resurfacing, and the same people who made a balls of it gonna make a balls of it again. Here's my advice to the new people that are here, and hopefully there's some new people, and maybe if you are a diehard and some of your friends and family are asking you about Bitcoin, share this video with them, send it to them. Okay, if Bitcoin's influenced you, share the love, share the Bitcoin love we call it. So what I say to my clients is, until you have your Bitcoin pension strategy organized and boxed off, it doesn't make any sense to be focused on anything else. Okay? In terms of a risk. In terms of risk, it makes zero sense to be focused on anything until you have your Bitcoin strategy. It makes no sense to be trying to invest into altcoins or trade them or pick winners. Oh, but I just want to make more Bitcoin, Dinny. Yeah, okay. I accept that. I accept Bitcoin's 40 grand now and you're only starting to figure out why you need it. Or maybe you haven't got there yet. Alright? But trying to speculate on altcoins is a loser's game. And what I mean by that is, I'm in this game many years. It's got to be 98%, 99% maybe, people speculating on altcoins don't make any money. 1% do. So by you playing in the game where you have a 90% chance of losing money, it's stupid until you've got your Bitcoin plan sorted. Because your Bitcoin plan is your low risk, early retirement pension strategy. If you have laser eye focus, okay, and you do the work that's needed to box that off, then have at it. Go gambling, speculate, take loads of risk, see if you can get rich quick. But the chances are when that all blows up in its face, like every get rich quick you've tried in your life before, at least you've sorted out your low risk strategy, you've acquired Bitcoin, and you haven't tried to take what looks like the easy way. Well, I'll just get some altcoins and then I'll trade them to have more Bitcoin. But the reality is it doesn't work. So you focus on your low risk strategy. You get started by not needing to have all the information. Okay, by all means, if you want a shortcut, hire me for consulting. I'll sit down with you for 90 minutes and literally map the whole thing out, your whole strategy, and you literally have nothing to do for the rest of your life except action it and enjoy retirement. It's that simple. Okay? Or buy the books, read them yourself, figure it all out, make mistakes along the way, and maybe in 4 or 8 years, you'll be as smart as me. Okay? Or buy someone else's course. But get educated. Get started. You don't need to know everything, but you need to be in the game. Because when it comes to investing, it's time in the market matters, not timing the market. All right? And the risk of you sitting on the sidelines and doing nothing is riskier than you getting started. Because once you understand currency debasement that's ahead of us over this decade, you will know that your traditional pension is not going to... It is basically exposed to a hell of a lot more risk. And I know it was sold to you as a low-risk strategy. When you get the education, you're going to realise that someone sold me that on the incentive of selling me their dream rather than selling me my dream. And that's why building your own pension, you're actually building your own dream. And you're making yourself wealthy rather than giving your money away to make someone else wealthy. I've done a video on incentives yesterday. Check it out if you want to know why your pension advisor and your financial advisor aren't making you rich. Guys, I hope that made a little bit of sense. I hope you found a little bit of wisdom in that. What's going to sort out the early retirees from the people who'll be looking for the next get rich quick in 5 years' time will be those who can stay laser focused. Those who can build their secure Plan B pension and not get distracted by the shiny objects. But those shiny objects will be distracting. And many people, including a lot of yous, watch what happens. You'll be sucked into them. And maybe in 3 years you'll understand what I was talking about. And maybe you won't, because some of you have gone through the cycle before. Maybe not who are watching here now, but I'm sure there are people who have been in the 2020 cycle or been in the 17 cycle. You know, we have people who are like... No, I won't hate on any specific coin, because it'll just get me in trouble with those communities. But guys, be smart, be rational, do the work on this thing. Your decision becomes pretty clear. If you need help, as always, check out my consulting. I think I'm pretty much booked up for this year, but you can book a spot to get in with me early next year and we can sort it out. Have a super day. Hope you enjoyed that. Dinny out for now.